I used to think late nights were the worst, when shadows stretched across my tiny apartment and the silence pressed in. But that was before the stray cat started talking, using my dead mother's voice. If you stick with me, I'll tell you what really happened the night she died, and why I can't look at my cat the same way ever again. I found her shivering behind the dumpsters, a tortoiseshell with one torn ear and eyes too clever for a street cat. I took her in, named her Marnie, and tried to ignore the way she watched me, like she recognized me from somewhere else. 3 nights later, while I was microwaving dinner, Marnie leapt onto the counter and said, "Clear as day, you forgot the rosemary, darling, just like my mother used to." I dropped the bowl. My mother had died in her old kitchen, her last words a gentle correction about my cooking. I told myself I was sleep-deprived, imagining things. But Marnie kept speaking in that same soft, familiar tone, telling stories only my mother would know, the time I broke her vase, the lullaby she made up when I was sick. Then, one night, she padded up to my pillow and whispered, "It wasn't an accident, what happened at night?" My blood went cold. She described the gas leak, how she'd called for help, but someone had turned the phone line off. Someone who knew she'd be alone. As Marnie's eyes glowed in the dark, the truth sank in. I'd always blamed myself for leaving that night, but Marnie, my mother, insisted it was Dad who had cut the line. "He's watching you now, waiting for you to remember." My phone buzzed then, a message from my father, coming to visit. Unlocked the door. Marnie curled around my neck, her purr vibrating with a warning. And in that moment, I knew bringing her home had saved my life, but only if I listened to every word she said.